Okay, so this is our prototype that we've got so far for our snowboarding helmet. Right now, there's what's the thing we laid?
Resin?
No, not resin.
Oh, fiberglass.
Fiberglass. We laid that over, and then we put resin on top of that. We mixed some paint in there so we could actually see the resin, and we put that on top of a silicone mold that we put on top of this helmet, so we got the shape of it. Currently, this is only 2 layers of resin. We didn't get the second layer to cure like fully. So we're still kind of like trying to find like a good amount of time to wait before it like fully cures.
Hey, the printers are working great. Thank you again.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was
And
just
then-
enough
So
to
initially, we started
get the
out
project
with
finished.
having a.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We started out with having plastic. We were gonna go with plastic over top of a molded snowboard helmet that we bought, like melt down the plastic and put it on there. But that ended up, we tested it at first, kind of, and it kind of like, we didn't form it fully to the helmet. We melted the plastic and put it on there, and it worked. So we're like, oh, we're ready for the second one. But the time we tried to do it for real, the actual helmet we were using to mold over melted. So we had to go with our backup plan, which was this. And then, so yeah, and so basically where we're gonna go for our final design is we're gonna add some more layers of resin and the micro or fiberglass, and we're gonna also add on the inside. There's nothing currently on the inside. We're gonna add D3 gel, which is a kind of like newer impact gel to kind of also help with softening the blows that you take to the head.
This is the melted helmet.
Yeah.
There was originally a silicone layer on the inside that was helping reduce the impact of the heat. However, the silicone got so hot it hardened and cracked, and when it cracked, it released the heat directly into the helmet, and the heat just went straight down, and the helmet melted down, leaving it like this.
So basically, this is how it worked.
It's just gonna go on like a normal helmet,
And
and we'll have
just
chin
more-
straps attached to it at the end to
Yeah.
allow it to be secure. And then on top of that, currently the main issues that we were running into that caused us to look for this problem was the X Games have just run for 2024, and I believe there was 9 athletes went out of the competition with concussions or other serious head injuries that could have been prevented via having a better helmet, aka why it's called the better helmet. So with that, it kind of amplified our need for it, but we'd also seen a lot of guys go down in the past couple of years from snowboarding myself with kids hitting their head, older people hitting their head, and you have these risks with not kids who don't have fully developed skulls or people who are so old their bones are becoming weak, and you're looking at serious injuries that can occur and things like that. And so the goal is to prevent as many of those serious injuries as possible. And with that, the D3O that we were partnering with in order to build the helmet is going to help us tremendously in that, as our triple layer design by itself will be able to dissipate it. So the idea is that in a single layer shell helmet, the impact that strikes in the side will come straight through the side into the foam that would normally be on the inside and then directly into your head. However, with the triple layer design, it will hit, then it will come through the first layer, it'll break up between the first and the second layer, hit the second layer, break up again between the second and third layer, and then by the time it hits the third layer, most of it will be completely mitigated. However, what is left will strike your head in such a broadened area that your head will not be taking as many G's directly. So rather than having a 25 G impact directly on the side of your head, you're looking at what could potentially be a 4 to 5 G impact across the entire left side of your skull.
Yeah, especially now with the rise in popularity of snowboarding, because many people, ever since COVID hit, people have just been an increase. I think it's like a 54% increase when I was doing research. 54% increase in people who booked like vacation stays at ski resorts, and also snowboarding. So there's an increase in that popularity. And another thing too that we were setting out to do is a lot of like the best helmets that you can buy right now are super expensive. So like if you're just like a family that wants to go try snowboarding for the first time, it's super expensive, and it shouldn't be super expensive to like have the proper protection. You shouldn't have to just buy a cheap helmet and worry about getting injured while you're out there, because you might not know if you like snowboarding, so there's no reason to make a big investment. So.
So, and then the last thing is, as we continue to progress with this helmet, we plan on adding multiple other layers of fiberglass and multiple layers of resin in order to fully cure it and harden it to as hard as it needs to be, which will allow the helmet to become fully shaped as a helmet and it will not be flexible as it is now. Plus with the interior, as we add stuff in the interior, that will also allow it to become harder, but as of right now, we'll just continue adding layers to harden it.
What did you see the time?